Welcome back to the Butter Boys podcast. Information smoothened for your ears. Kofi's back!
Hey guys.
He got off work!
Yeah. I've started a new job.
Oh, he quit! He quit for the podcast. Right?
Full-time butter boy.
After only 2
You know, in a way, I kinda did. Because the new job that I'm working at, I did the calculation, and I'm gonna be making a whole lot less money than I was at Office Depot.
He makes 30 cents an hour.
No, it's not that bad.
Compared to the 4 cents he did before.
It's not that bad. Yeah, so I used to work at Office Depot. I've started a new job at my school. I'm going to be teaching people who don't understand the English word or the written word or the English language how to utilize it in the printed form. So basically, I'll be teaching people how to write better. It's going to be pretty interesting because I have always been a capable writer. But teaching people has always been a bit of a challenge for me, so it's going to be a challenge. And yeah, I'm tired of working weekends. That's primarily why I quit.
Well,
Office Depot.
now that you've quit Office Depot, you can tell us why you hated it. What was terrible there?
Just like
Abuse?
Yeah, man, they were racist. I'm just
okay.
Like basically, what the main issue that I had with it was that it's just like kind of soul crushing in a way, like. Because like you're just like standing there behind a counter all day, and it's like you have to be nice to people, and that's perfectly fine for me. I'm not a mean person, but it's like, yeah, I don't know how to sell stuff, so don't make me sell stuff. Like you always have to like be like, hey, make sure you get this product. I'm just like, I don't care about the product, and that's
our staples.
Yeah, it's
Here,
like, and
try
the
paper clips.
Try and sell me something right now.
Do you want this?
No.
Okay. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I had to do today?
What?
Volunteer work.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Forced volunteer work.
Right.
Because it was part of my grade.
Yeah.
So
elaborate.
It's not really volunteer work. So, so I for part of my stupid, dumb old English class, no ill will towards my teacher, but, not the most like intuitive teacher. Always has like 15 different handouts for every class.
Oh yeah.
She's got a handout on capitalization, commas, freaking.
You'd be surprised if people don't
anything.
know how to use commas, bro.
Well, yeah, true, but for every class she has like 3 handouts or something, and it's for stuff that we go over on a PowerPoint on a screen.
True.
So we could just take notes.
That's
I mean, I guess
true.
it's nice because we don't have to take a whole ton of notes, but it's also stuff that most people should know.
But
like,
don't.
Did you know that you're supposed to capitalize the first letter of a word?
What?
I'm learning that in college now.
What?
Yeah.
What?
But anyway,
What?
part of our one of our essays for hunger. It's a definition essay on hunger and food insecurity. And so she was like, okay, so class, so part of this essay, I'm going to need you to do some hands-on research. And to do that, we're going to do some volunteering work at, you can go to these 3 different places and you just volunteer there and give out food. I'm like, okay, it's not really going to help me understand the struggles of people going through hunger. It's kind of just going to make me understand the struggles of people that have to do volunteer work, like community service, maybe. So I went there today. I was like the first person there, of course. And
So responsible.
you had to sign a bunch of papers, you had to listen to their little seminar, and then they tell you, okay, basically, oh, great, we got a ton of volunteers, all the young people, look at them. And then they're like, wow, we have more volunteers than we even needed. So everybody kind of just does one little task. So basically, because they had so many volunteers, everybody had like one part of I don't know, it was like an assembly line for a factory that goes at like 2 miles per hour. So I was working with a small woman that didn't speak much the whole time, and basically we just gave out cans to people that needed them, and the whole thing was you're only supposed to give out a certain number of cans per how many people are in this person's household. So basically we just watched to see if, less fortunate people were going to steal more than one can. That was our whole job, and then we bag it and tell them where to go next.
Dang, that seems...
It was very supervised.
Yeah.
Very, some of the volunteers didn't... I don't know how that's considered volunteering, because they just kind of were there.
Forcing you to be there.
Yeah.
They kind of force you to pray too.
Yeah, they make you... They're like, okay...
It was like a Christian function or whatever.
Yeah, we're going to do a Christian devotion, which is just praying. And I'm like... Ugh.
And the guy, gave, I wasn't there, but, he told me earlier.
He was like, okay, God.
Hey, God, I got something on my mind.
All right, God, hey, wash away our guilt. Wash away our guilt. And we know you do this for us, not because what we do, but because you are how you are. And I'm thinking in my head, it's not. I don't think it works that way. There's a little, you want to do a little something. But yeah, very, very weird prayer. And the guy behind me, after the prayer was done, he was like, "Amen." And then I turn around and look at him, and he looks me in the eye and he goes, "Amen." And it was great. There was a woman there that stunk of urine.
Oh, God.
Harsh urine smells.
Jeez.
But it was nice to make people feel good and just be like, hey, oh wait, hi, how you doing? You can get some cans if you want. And some people there were kind of positive, and some people there were like, yeah, okay, corn, green beans. Okay. So anyways, yeah, that happened today. But let's talk about what we didn't get to cover on the last podcast. Kofi, while you were gone, we talked about one of your favorite subjects, the animation industry of cartoons.
Oh, yes.
Cartoons. My question for you, Kofi, is, growing up, or what were some of your favorite cartoons as a babe?
As a babe?
As a young man.
As a young, hot babe?
And I was a young Kofi.
You can't say any of the ones that we said last time.
Oh, geez. Well, friggin', what did you say last time?
There's a lot that I didn't cover last time.
Oh, God. Okay, so,
say whatever you thought.
All right, basically, thank you, Nana. I appreciate your support.
No,
So, yeah, basically, I was, a huge action fan.
Oh!
Violence?
Yeah, violence.
Violence
All the
on my
blood.
podcast.
All the arteries popping and bones snapping. That was me. Get those guts on the floor, baby. So yeah, action adventure was my total
I'm sorry to everyone's ears.
go-to. So it was Ben 10.
Oh yeah.
Secret Saturdays, dude.
Ooh,
Secret Saturdays.
I remember that.
Secret Saturdays.
It had a lot of interesting mystery aspects.
Yeah, man. It was about basically stuff like Bigfoot,
cryptids.
Yeah, all those mythological animals and whatnot, and they would it was
Western lowland gorillas.
Yeah. Western lowland gorillas. Those are real.
What
are you talking about?
What?
They live in Africa.
What?
Oh God.
Africa?
Yeah,
Are you making stuff up now?
You're just making up places.
dude, half of your genetic makeup comes from Africa.
Oh! Try to impose your beliefs on me, huh? Culturally appropriating. Okay.
That's what that means. But yeah, yeah, Secret Saturdays, Generation Rex.
Generator
X. Should have been called.
Rex.
Should have been called Generator Rex.
It was called Generator X.
Okay. Well, now you've gotten me confused. But yeah, so those are the action genre shows that I wanted, that I watched. And shows like Ed, Edd n Eddy, Camp Lazlo. Even though that show kind of fell off,
Where Camp Lazlo?
Yeah, Camp Lazlo, that show, I owe all of my drawing, or a lot of my drawing influence from that show.
Camp Lazlo?
Yeah, Camp Lazlo. So when me and Nana were younger, we would just spend time in his room, sitting behind a desk, and like drawing like our favorite cartoons, but not like doing fan art. We never really did fan art. We just like sat there, looked at the style of art that that our favorite cartoons were drawn in, and then we just like sat and tried to like replicate that the best we could. So like it's weird because like a lot of people start drawing because like they got into like Inuyasha and Naruto in Dragon Ball Z, but like I honestly was a student of like Western animation. A lot of people seem, from what I've like gotten a lot of comments on like from my own art, it's like they assume that I was automatically on anime when I first started drawing, but really I had like my roots in drawing like in Western like animation styles.
Yes.
So like I have like a very Western base to my drawing. But yeah, like those shows were incredibly like influential like in terms of getting me into art and also like getting better at like writing stories and stuff. So like yeah, those shows were really like important to me.
Do you remember those people in like elementary school and middle school that would fan draw like, I mean I know all people know about this, but like those like fan drawings of Goku and like other Dragon Ball Z characters, and they would just do those like 20 packs.
Yeah,
They'd be like, oh my gosh, dude, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was never into that. That it's just I like drawing real like I like not
I could never do it,
but like westernized cartoons. Like I feel like I got into I drew anime for maybe like a year, and I was like, yeah, this is just not for me.
Honestly,
it's not fun. It's not fun. Like I like drawing cartoons. Like,
but like
it just wasn't fun to me.
Yeah, I like drawing goofy cartoons.
Yeah, you draw like those weird like
just grotesque looking face. people with huge noses and like weird facial
You
hair.
draw homunculi is what you draw. Of various species.
Okay.
Because like honestly, like I kind of like fell off of like Western animation shows like during like that weird period of Cartoon Network. If you guys remember that, right? CN Real.
CN Real.
Yeah, CN Real.
Wasn't cartoons.
It wasn't cartoons. Like I don't know.
Destroy,
dude.
What would happen?
Destroy.
I hated that shit
Like,
so much.
Dude, what would happen if we took a skateboard and we put it on a bigger skateboard, and then we put
a bigger skateboard and a bigger skateboard.
Dude, what would happen if my dad was around?
Wow.
Oh.
Seriously, what would happen?
But
I just want to know.
Ian has daddy issues, by the way.
This is CN Super Real.
Yeah. Like, yeah, during that period, like, I just, like, kind of, like, stopped watching, like, cartoons. And I think, I don't know for sure if I can, like, falsify this or not. But, like, I think that's when I started getting it more into anime. Because, like, I wasn't, because, like, I think around that time, like, Toonami was gone. Ooh. And, like, I had gotten into, like, shows, like,
oh, yeah,
I had
Toonami was
into,
gone
like,
for
anime.
a little while, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I had gotten into, like, anime and stuff. And then that then went away. And then Cartoon Network was like, we wanna change brand. And I'm like, nope. So then I just...
That's so stupid. It's literally called Cartoon Network.
Like, you can't even, like,
Cartoon Network.
Like, Cartoon Network Real doesn't even make sense,
it
like...
doesn't even make sense. So real
like
cartoons?
Like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Remember that show that was on Cartoon Network that was about people playing video games that came to life or something? I forget what it was called.
Oh, Inside Jimmy's Head?
No. That was about cartoons that came to life.
Oh,
but there was one that was called, like...
I never watched
Somethingators, I think.
Procrastinators? No.
No. I don't remember it.
Not Yu-Gi-Oh, but
No, not Yu-Gi-Oh. It was like live action. And like
live
it was
action.
video games that came to life. Oh, I feel like the guy's name was like Scott something, but I don't want it to get confused with like Scott Pilgrim. And I think that's
Great movie.
Yeah, but it was like it was something during that period where like
was the voice of Finn in there?
The
person that played Finn? The voice
he was
of
on
Finn?
something on CN Real.
There was like a...
Oh, no, that was like that joke show.
Yeah,
they did like
Impractical Joke, was it?
No, that's something completely different.
that skit show, yeah, that's what he was.
It was something called I don't remember any of this. Micah, you're a fact checker. Go look it up.
Oh, I don't have a phone. It's in the other room.
Oh, great. Oh.
Kofi, give me your phone. Nana, give me your phone. I found out that what's his name, who does the voice of Finn on Adventure Time, is the secondary vocalist and bass player in a rock band called Make Out Monday.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that personally.
He's in a pop.
Kofi apparently
punk
did because he
band.
follows that sort of thing.
What a
I'm a very knowledgeable person.
Video game show was called Level Up.
Level
Oh
Up. That's the
I
one. That was
hated
terrible.
I
It
never.
had-
I have not seen a
It
single
had,
episode of
a,
that.
it had a film that aired on Cartoon Network that
And then it got
acted
turned
as
into
the
a show.
pilot of the series that came shortly after.
And they
That's
were
what
like in
happened.
like Catholic wear, or not Catholic, but like
Catholic
like school,
uniforms.
like school. They were in like school
Catholic
school
school
uniforms.
Yeah.
It was just a really low resolution.
I don't know if it was Catholic,
picture
but it
is
was
all
the
they
school
give you.
uniforms.
I got really annoyed. There's like a guy on the show with a bowl cut.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like the guy that's really good at the game, and then there's a guy with the bowl cut, and he's like, it's, I don't know. he's the epic one,
And they have a token black guy,
and
then
the black guy's a
girl.
jock.
And they also have a girl.
and I bet she's like a.
She's probably smart.
She's like, girls can do this too.
She's got a big giant like fist looking glove thing here, so she's probably like a bottom kicker.
I think this was like right
Diverse,
before
trying to be diverse.
the like SJW feminist movement where it's like we can have an important female lead and they don't just have to be a female trope. So I think in the show she was just like, girls could do it too. Yeah.
'Cause they
Yeah, I
can,
hit like a
by the
girl.
way.
And
Yeah,
that's okay.
let it be known
They can.
that they can.
But that was her whole thing. She was like, girls can do it too.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
I don't,
But I think your main issue, and I think we are going to briefly touch on this subject, but I think the main issue people have with the whole representation thing is like they want it to feel more natural and less like calculated. Like if you were gonna write a story about like I don't know like Indian Americans, just write it as you
like
would.
Sanjay and Craig, the really great series.
I actually never
Is that the
watched
one with
that.
the
show.
snake?
It's about
That was stupid.
yes.
Was it
That's what I
though?
mean.
I feel like it might have had some
It
merit.
had potential, but
It's just
it-
like fart
for me, it
humor.
wasn't good.
Oh.
That's the thing. It had potential. It had
it-
potential to be a great show, but
They
just-
were trying to like bounce off of regular shows kind of formula.
Yeah, okay. First of all, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
that there was a period of just like creative bankruptcy at Cartoon Network after CN Real.
Yeah.
And then Adventure Time came and lit the spark. But then there was like this weird like influx of the same sort of like
Formula?
the same sort of like
Yeah.
noodly animation.
Noodle animation.
And like sort of like random like kooky
Humor?
like ooh, this is weird. But
Yes.
like it wasn't done in the same sort of like care that Adventure Time I guess like initially started.
And
It was weird.
Adventure Time eventually degraded in
I disagree.
writing quality. In writing
No,
quality it did. Because
I don't believe so. They got experimental is what they did.
Well, yeah, they got experimental, but I don't like it as much as the earlier seasons of
Honestly?
Adventure Time. 'Cause
Honestly?
the earlier seasons of Adventure Time were so like simplistic with their themes, and then like later on in the show,
they
they were
got
like,
boring.
they were like, okay, you remember this background character that you saw in like episode 428? Here's his whole episode,
Yeah, that was
Devoted to him.
interesting.
I actually
but like some
was
of that
dope.
was just not.
I mean, like, I think with like how Adventure Time progressed, like I don't know how, because I don't pay attention to fandoms, and I can really care less about what fans think.
Yeah.
I enjoy things for my own enjoyment, but like I really enjoyed the way that show like developed, like because after like the first season, like I was like, this is a cool show. Then the second season came, and I was like, all right, this is getting really boring. Like, what are they even doing right now? But then the third season came, and then things got a little weird, and then the fourth season. And I realize I'm being vague, but like after a while, the show just started taking this shape that was like I had never really seen a cartoon like that before. Like, they told stories in a way that was, it sort of like mended like genres of like action and like fantasy and like the like D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. But like it was done in such like a way that was like I thought it was like really innovative. And then the 6th and 7th season were some of the best. Like, I was like, dude, they are dropping some weird philosophical crap, and I'm just like digging it right now.
Kofi, here's a counter argument.
Huh?
No.
Great
No,
counter
but seriously, the main problem I have with it is, like, it tries to take on serious tones, but they still, like, just put in random humor, so I can't really take it so seriously.
See, it works.
It doesn't work for me because they're just like...
Well, I can't speak for you, but you're wrong.
They're like, blab dabbit, I have to kill my dad.
No, but dude, that was the that was like the
That ruins the tone for me.
But it's consistent though.
No, because like the show always had like this sort of like whimsical like
flip dibbit
tone about it.
So
like,
you want it to be you want it to be all serious?
Like,
that doesn't even sound like Adventure Time.
Yeah, like
Flippy dibble. Now I have now I have a moral quandary.
Exactly. But
Flippy doo.
The juxtaposition between
Scooby-Doo. Whip dip.
Shut up. The juxtaposition of like the weird, wacky, whimsical like dialogue and like character designs with like the existential dread that the characters like faced was like a great combination. Like no other show on Cartoon Network had actually done that well, at least like post CN Real. Like, and if there were like cartoons that like came before, which I'm sure there were, that explored those topics of like existentialism, I mean I want to see them, because Adventure Time just grew out of it. I can honestly say it was the most original show on Cartoon Network. Like,
I guess so.
Like post the golden era. Like, that show, I think, changed animation like for good, really. I mean, I wish I could be a bit more articulate about it. But
a lot of people took a lot of its formula and just made clones that
just did not work
because they didn't understand the tone. They misunderstood the point of what they were Penn Warbleton. Yeah, they misunderstood the
Pendleton Ward.
Yeah, Pendleton Ward was trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people try to do the same thing with the like serious tone and randomness, and I don't know. That's the thing, is because a lot of it just molded into the same for me after everybody was doing it, because like who else did it?
What other shows did it? All I can think of is Adventure Time regular show and then Steven Universe.
I don't like Steven.
Okay, I know you don't like it
because it's just a Tumblr.
Oh my god!
No, it's
why do you hate the Tumblrites?
Okay,
you're gonna get us just taken off the internet. We're
Let the Tumblrites come. I don't care. We're gonna talk about them, but I'm gonna defend what needs to be defended, because this man is a hate monger.
We don't endorse whatever Ian says.
Unless we endorse it.
Unless we do. Sometimes we do.
Sometimes he's right, but most of the time he's wrong.
This whole thing, that.
Okay, who cares? That some meme lord made that. Meme lords are not authorities on animation quality and writing quality. What is wrong with that? Objectively.
Am I missing something?
Kofi,
there are all these characters with...
Honestly, it's foolishness.
That's
foolishness.
The whole thing that like every animators do. I'll send it, whatever. I think cartoons today on Cartoon Network are degrading in quality and taking more of a political stance sometimes that are just unnecessary. And I think their humor has gone down the drain. Just talk about
I feel like I know why you have an issue with it, but like I can't like explain it. But I get like I mean I don't feel the same way, but like I understand what you're saying. But I can't like
I cannot think of like a good cartoon today that can match the level of like quality and good.
Craig at the Creek.
Craig of the Creek is pretty good. Craig of the Creek is pretty original.
What about Clarence? Y'all ever watch this show?
Clarence was an interesting experiment. I didn't get into it, but it was like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Clarence was a good show, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think Clarence was a good show.
It didn't accomplish a lot for me.
Yeah.
But
I think it just captured. I think it is mostly just focused on nostalgia and how like it was definitely a nostalgia grab. I definitely think that, but like
in what way?
because about basically childhood. So like for instance, like the thing they did like specific things that most kids do, but like it was interesting that they captured. They didn't. It wasn't in an annoying way, but they definitely captured like certain things like. I wish I could think of the episodes, but they're like do specific things that like only kids growing up
during that
time would do. Like,
yeah,
because most kids now aren't going outside and like having adventures, but like
right.
But with them, they did like, and I think also Craig of the Creek kind of plays on that, but it makes it on a higher level.
Yeah, it does it well, and it's a bit more structured because like the problem that I had with Clarence was that even though like it had some interesting like ideas, I guess when it was dealing with like what it's like to be with a kid, I feel like it was sort of like it just didn't feel that solid to me.
Yeah.
It felt like kind of a bit. Maybe it was just because it was from the perspective of Clarence, and he had a scatterbrain, but like it just didn't like feel solid to me. But like Craig of the Creek, I think, is basically what we used to do as kids.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It is exactly what we used to do as kids. I wouldn't be surprised if the person that made that show was like born
a kid once.
Yeah, like
wow. I wonder if this guy ever grew up.
He had to have been
born in like 1997,
like
1990s.
Well, first of all, let's just get past this. He had to have been born.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think it's the black guy from that helped with Steven Universe.
No, actually, the guy. I think his name is actually Kofi too. Yeah, there's like
Kofi too.
The
second.
Yeah, he's the second incarnation of my being.
Okay.
He
believe that.
Yeah. he actually made OK KO Let's Be Heroes.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that's
he's super chubby, he has glasses.
He was on Bravest Warriors.
Yeah, Bravest Warriors was also a pretty
OKKO is going to be called Lakewood Plaza, I think.
Yeah, it was like Lakewood Plaza. But then like it got greenlit as LKKO Let's Be Heroes.
You have to be extremely into cartoons to understand what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, and if you aren't, then
this is great.
You're very surface level. You probably won't get what we're talking about.
This is very great niche conversation that I think like 4 people will understand, and that's the 4 people sitting in this room. You know what though? Who does care? Because we're young, we're cool, we have a podcast.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, okay. So I feel like Clarence definitely had like potential there because they touched Clarence's dad and like where he is at.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's living with this like not even his stepdad but his mom's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this show is a show that like definitely is capturing like childhood in the decade of like the 2000s, but like it's bringing in this year's generation or like these kids' generation in it as well.
So it's more prevalent nowadays to be a total shut-in kid that just stays on your tablet all day.
Yeah, but see, Clarence doesn't bank on that. They bank on
that's good. I think that's like a good
actual
thing.
Real childhood.
Yeah,
I think that's like one of the only good things that Cartoon Network is doing. If like it's trying to do anything with, I don't think they're even doing anything with Clarence anymore because like
I don't know.
I think the show is
the like creator. Well, I don't think he's the creator, but he was like the main voice of Clarence. Was like a total creep.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was like a stalker.
Whoa.
Jeez, and his voice too. I mean, that's just too perfect.
Dude, wait. Are you sure? Because
look it up.
Because like I thought the guy that played Clarence is one of the voices of the kids on Craig of the Creek.
Well, they changed his voice now.
Wait, when was this?
Like very early on in the show.
Of Clarence?
Yeah, very very early, like first or second season.
Wow, dude, I had no idea. You gotta.
He also changed the voice of Gumball, but I don't know why.
Like 3 times.
Maybe he got older.
Like 3 times.
Also, what are your thoughts on Gumball?
I think
It's another
think it's
one of
very
those potential
creative.
shows.
I liked it.
I think it's very creative, and
It's
a lot of
funny
people,
sometimes.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people give it credit for doing something different with like all their. Oh, this gets real. Okay, I didn't know this show got this real. What? You know, and I think that's great and all, but I think you know, the animation is pretty interesting how they variate
It's like
between
mixed media.
2D,
Very
3D, quasi 4D,
I don't know what that is.
Single D.
1D.
That's just like a dot on the screen.
Yeah, Craig of the Creek and Clarence. Well, Clarence was like two like good shows that Cartoon Network is actually plugging into children's minds. I don't think it's like something like, oh wow, I really want to grow up and be that person. I want to grow up and be that person, because like a lot of cartoons that we grew up with were like more fantastical
Yeah.
sort of things that were like totally unrealistic, and that's why we were like, wow, this is
Yeah,
cool.
but now the
Yeah.
cartoons
Now it's
are
all
becoming more
real.
like realistic.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's a real
That's
boy.
actually true. Yeah, I need.
He's got a smartphone like me.
Prime example, regular show. Well, no, actually, that's not true. Because,
No, because that's like set in a real kind of place too. I'm talking like
Yeah, 'cause-
like just like I think we were-
Powerpuff Girls and like Dexter.
Yeah,
and
like
all
those
that
sort
crap
of
was
like
like
hyper
wow,
high concept
he's a boy
stuff.
genius.
Yeah.
Wow, they're girls that fly.
but like now the cartoons are just
About
childhood.
about like childhood,
Just being a child.
which I think is actually kind of like cool because
Yeah, I actually prefer that.
like Ed and Eddie was sort of like that.
Yeah, that's.
Ed and Eddie was kind of just
And
about
that's why it's my favorite show on Cartoon Network.
Okay, here's a question, guys.
Ever.
Here's a question from one of our readers.
that's how you do a podcast.
29 Big Boy 83 says, "How would you raise your children?" How many children would you have? 2.
5,000.
P.S. Really liking the podcast so far, boys. Keep it going. Thumbs up.
Thank you, big boy 29. What was his name? Look at his name real
Deleted.
quick and tell me. Oh.
How would
Yeah.
I raise my kids?
Let's start off. Let's pick a random guy because Kofi always starts first. Micah?
Nana.
Okay, Nana.
How to raise my kids? Yeah, I'd be the worst father ever. I already know it.
Didn't you say you definitely strictly not have a kid?
Yeah, like I do not need a
All
child.
right, that's a hard.
No.
Kofi.
Like I would only play with that kid. Like I would not discipline that kid at all.
I think that would be pretty good. In my psychology class, we're learning about like 4 different types of parenting, or like 3 main different types of parenting, but 4 because like 1 is a subtype. But first one is authoritarian, where it's basically like
I remember that.
harsh
Yeah, I remember
parents,
Authoritarian.
harsh parents
authoritative.
that
And,
are like
Authoritative is the best kind.
Yeah, authoritative is the
or
best kind.
yeah,
the other one,
authoritarian, permissive.
Oh, that's
Permissive. And there was like 2 different kinds of permissive. There was like one that's basically like, okay, the kids run the show, the parents
even-
do not care about what their kids do, which describes a lot of people that
That's
anyway.
neglect.
Yeah.
No, the other one was neglect, because one of them is like the kids run the show and the parents don't have much say in like what they do, because they're like, oh, I don't want to tell them off. That
You're
sort
a
of stuff.
freaking adult and they're kids.
Yeah, exactly correct. Yeah. Why don't
That's-
people discipline their children, right? That's why we have people.
Actually, no, I'd say that. I think I'd be a good dad. I think
The other one
I
was
just
neglect.
I play with the kid too much, but like I'm not. But like I think when I say that, I think I just be involved with the kid's life a lot, and I just want him to or see. That's how you know I want a boy. But I would just
think that
I would just want them to grow up to be
kind of
just
grade A parenting
not a
right
menace
there.
to society. I want to do the best I can that they're not like they don't become the next Ted Bundy. But see, then again, I don't
they
know.
don't
I don't
become
know
the
if-
next Ted Cruz.
Oh yeah, because he's the Zodiac killer.
He's governor of Texas again. Anyway, I would raise my kid with a lot of attention. I would.
I feel like you'd be a good dad.
Yeah,
I would hope to be. I want my goal is to like pass on information that I have gotten through my life to another person.
I think that's
in a respectful,
yeah.
willing way. Not like, okay, you better get it or you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid to me. I just want to be like, hey, I was like you too once. And I don't want my kid to be like, no, you weren't. What are you talking about? And I'm like, no, I was. I used to.
At one point though, the
I used to
just
sit
gonna
on the
hate you,
ground
like,
eating blocks
that's
of
just-
cheese like you.
That's inevitable.
That's enough. I mean, kids just gonna hate you
Yeah.
for no reason, and you just
Yeah.
gotta that stage is like.
See, that's what I'm not looking forward to. Is like the possibility of
That's exactly why I don't want.
the kid hating me, or the possibility that they're gonna become a massive, just dirtbag loser.
Yeah,
I think it'd be worse if they became a dirtbag than a loser, like a
Actually.
basement dwelling, sweaty. 23-year-old loser.
Yeah, they don't want to leave the house. Like,
Yeah.
get up and dude. If I have a
Like,
lazy
they live in
kid,
the
I would lose
basement.
my mind. Like
Like,
bro,
they'd live in the
go out and
basement of
do
their parents'
something.
house at like 23 and then like barely have any.
I can
friends.
leave. I'm choosing to stay. Jeez.
No, but there's a difference between like staying in your parents' home, doing nothing, and staying in your parents' home because of economic sustainability.
Yeah, exactly.
Economics.
I'm
Yeah.
doing the second. I'm doing the latter.
Yeah.
Because
like,
I can leave if I want to.
Cause like,
I just not.
because I think one of my, like, if I were to ever have kids, like, the thing that I'm mainly anxious about is just that, like, not being able to give them the tools they need to survive in the world.
Yeah.
Like, not being able to impart on them, like, hey, dude, you gotta remember how to, like, when you get like, how to get a job, like, how to make sure that you get your money right. And just sort of, like, I mean, please, just don't, like, get addicted to anything. don't go rifling around through my medicine cabinet and pulling stuff and start taking it. Like, dude, just, like, stay off the Percocets. Stay away from them.
Molly Percocet. Molly Percocet.
Yeah, I don't know. They like. I think when I see a baby, I don't see a
Yeah?
baby.
You see a meal.
I see.
Whoa.
What? No.
Not eats baby.
Dog. What?
Not eats baby.
No, you eat babies?
I don't. But
Oh, that's not.
when I
Alan,
see
that's the other guy.
when I see a baby, I think, yo, that's like. That's a teenager. Like I see like when people see babies, they're like, oh, it's so adorable. I mean, yeah, but I'm like, yo, this thing is gonna grow up to be something.
Hopefully money sponge.
Like I feel like it's just like, and that's my issue is that like when I look at a baby, like, I feel like there might be a disconnect because I'm just waiting for this kid to be like an adult, and I'm not thinking about but
It's like a helpless.
Yeah, like
thing
it's a
that
helpless
you
living
need
thing, and like you have to in order for it to be an adult that you want to, in order for it to be an adult that you are proud of, you have to do something. And so like that's where it's like dang man, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Cuz like I always think of like I think too much about like the future, and like I don't think about, the now, like okay, this is the stage is at now. Eventually it's going to grow up to be something, but there's a process that has to take place before they get to that point.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like I would like have an issue. But I mean, like, then again, you never know how you react to something until you're actually in the situation. So who knows, maybe if I do have a kid, which I don't see happening, but if I do have a kid, I do hope that I could raise it to be, a pretty cool person. Because do you ever think like your parents ever like get mad at you or something and you're like, yo, like I could be the worst kid.
Right.
You are so fortunate. I'm not a drug dealer. Like I'm not like I don't do bad things. Like I'm actually a good kid. Like you are so like sometimes like I'll think that I'm like when like your parents are upset with you, you're like, yo, like I could have been the
There's
worst.
always,
Yeah,
like-
you could have been worse.
I could have been the worst kid. And you would
This
hate
is the
me.
thing. It's always like they're looking out for your best interest and everything.
Yeah, I mean, at the
and
end
they
of the
are,
day, yeah.
and that's true, and that's good. But sometimes it's literally like you'll be somewhere, you'll be out a little late, and you're a fully competent adult, and you know how roads look at night. Your eyes still work. They're not 49-year-old eyes.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's getting dark out. You should get back. Like, what do I have to wake up to in the morning?
What do I?
You? Why?
I'm fortunate though. My parents aren't like that. So
Your parents are great.
So like
My parents are great too.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's parents get on their nerves. I mean, it is what it is. But I think some parents, like, this is my thing too. If you see that your kid is a kid that's like pretty ambitious, like, and like has like goals, like, and like is like goals, like,
like.
No, he's mocking the fact that you can't have a sentence without saying the word like.
Oh.
So he's being a grammar Nazi.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that was uncalled for, but But anyway, I feel like when
Sorry, Nana, we don't say like anymore. We say as if.
as
I feel as if
when a kid is pretty ambitious and has goals, that the parent doesn't need to be as like controlling, Oh my gosh. As if control, that doesn't even sound right. But a parent doesn't have to be as controlling as like as they were when they were young. It's so hard to not say like, man. I realize how crazy that is. That is crazy. It's so hard to say not say like.
It's hard to say. It's hard not to say crazy. Like. It's hard not to say
Yeah.
And it's hard not to
but
say.
Anyway, a parent sees that the child is ambitious, doesn't need to be as involved. I mean, I should say as involved, but as fearful. As fearful. Like, your kid, as a baby, you need to, make sure that it grows up to be, a decent person. Or has goals and an adult, but like when the kid shows signs of, being, they're on a path, they're on some type of path. I feel like the parent doesn't need to be as like fearful of, or in their trying to direct the kid's step every.
Bottom line,
it's so strictly, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, if your kid is just like doesn't really know what they want to do, then like you need to be there. You need to say, hey, you remember you got to do this, you got to do this. But if your child doesn't show those signs, you still have to be a parent. But I mean, the kid has a path and he has a goal, so just support him on that. If the goal isn't to be a mass murderer. And like,
or a pimp,
or something,
or a gangster,
like the child wants
or
to
a tax evader.
The child wants to be, I don't know, a pilot, or not a pilot, but what was the thing? The aviation person?
Nope.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Nope.
Aviation.
If a kid wants to do that,
nope.
Then he's working. He doesn't need, the kid is not constantly asking you for advice or like help from your parents. Like he's doing his own thing, and you see that. You don't have to be on him as much because he already knows what he's doing. I mean, you want to make sure he doesn't steer off or like does anything, detrimental. But I mean, the kid is doing his thing. Like, just support that.
Let a kid do his thing.
That's what I think.
Let a boy do his thing. All right.
Another weird thing about like parents is like their fear of the night.
Yeah, I cannot express to you how many nightlights my dad has next to his bed. He covers himself in glow stick juice.
What?
He covers himself in glow stick juice and lightning bugs. He goes, "Oh, geez, I hope I get through this one."
What I mean is, like,
you're talking about when your parents call you at 8:00 at night. And they're like, "Where are you?
Yeah, like, cause like I get like that a lot of like crazy stuff can happen in the cover of night, and will is not established
Good
until it has happened.
Hunting.
You cannot predict.
Have you seen that?
No, actually, I've seen clips of it, but
Me neither.
it's a movie. But
I know what's it about.
Not now. Yeah, I'm always like, I've always like sort of like been interested and skeptical of like the logic of being so like fearful. Oh, it's getting late. They should be back. Like, I mean, yeah, I get the fact that
it's just hard to see. It's like
his point.
Fine.
Like, cause like sometimes like, I mean, I get like, yeah, like criminals come out at night, weird people come out at night, but it's like, if you're at somebody's house, right?
Down the road, and like you're not really going off like if you're not in the city, then I'm not entirely sure why there needs to be such a fear of coming home like at around like 11 or so, because like the night is not an entity that controls people's minds and forces them to do weird stuff. People come out at night because they're opportunists and they feel that because it's under the cover of night. But even then, that's like implying like, that's implying that's implying intention. And you like don't really know why certain things happen, like when they happen. So to assume that the night is somehow this like weird catalyst for like bad behavior for your own kids and for other people is just a little weird to me. Like I've never honestly been able to like pin down the aversion of like people staying out late at night. It's weird.
Yeah, because like it's funny when me and Kofi when my parents were gone, there were nights where we came home at like 11, 12, but see we weren't doing like we were at someone's house. Like it wasn't even, we didn't even think second thoughts about it.
Most people live very close.
Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna go to someone's house that lives 2 hours away from me.
In Norcross.
Yeah, I'm not like, I'm going to Ian's house, I'm going to Micah's house, you know, like I don't know, but I mean I get it though. Like I get like why parents are like afraid, because it's nighttime and you know things can happen.
Here's a proposal.
But things can happen in the day.
Here's a proposal.
But I think
hear this out.
Okay.
We get rid of it.
Get rid of the night.
Get rid of the nighttime.
Okay.
Think about this.
I thought it was a proposal that didn't need to be proposed.
Eternal daytime. Okay.
Yeah, let's see how our crops deal with that.
Okay. We'll have virtual night. All right.
Okay. Close your eyes.
We could put little blankets on the crops, and instead of nighttime, it's just like a quick little sunset. It's like, yeah.
Okay.
And then it's morning again.
Guys, we could just take the
So you have kind of like twilight, and then the benefit of it, more golden hour. People can take more pictures. I think it's a really great proposal. Trump, hello.
Whoever controls the rotation of the Earth.
Okay, no more rotation. America gets all the sun. All right.
Yeah.
We've taken the axis out of the Earth. Okay. No more gravity.
Push it somewhere else.
The gravitational pull of the sun doesn't work anymore. All right, folks. That's fine. We've taken.
You sound familiar.
Sound like a guy that's on TV a lot.
You're committing treason right now.
So here's the problem too. The moon gets in the way. Got to get rid of it.
It's too big.
Too big.
Can't see.
We talked about childhood a little bit. We talked about. Well, we haven't really talked about babyhood. You know, what was it like?
None of us would be able to
before
remember about that.
Before you could remember, huh? Anyone remember that?
Before you existed?
Yeah.
Before you could remember.
Memory that you have, Kofi? What's the earliest memory you have, Kofi?
Me waking up in the middle of the night to get some pound cake out of the fridge.
What age was this?
I think I was like 2.
I remember when I was like 2 or 3, and I was like sitting in my crib, and I got up and I was like,
Man, you guys remember the crib? I don't even remember that.
Well, I just remember I was like getting up from it, and we had like a baby monitor, and I was like, ah, ah. And then I distinctly remember an early memory where I was just on my parents' bed, and I got off. That's it.
That's the earliest thing I ever remember doing.
I was on my parents' bed, and I was like, and then I got off.
Then again, my first earliest memory could have been a dream.
Could be. Your mind plays
that
tricks
sucks.
on you and kind of just shapes your memories.
Your earliest memory probably isn't even a real memory.
no.
That sucks.
The human
about
memory
that.
is a
Think about that.
deceitful mistress.
It's crazy.
It
a true
changes
fact.
itself.
It's a true fact that at least 60% of your life is false.
Yeah. Most of the things you remember didn't actually happen.
That sucks, dude.
Dude, we are living in a horrible cage.
You know how manipulated your brain is? Because that was complete false.
Huh?
60% of your life is not false. But it could be. Who knows? I just implanted that in your brain, huh? Think about that, all right?
I thought that was my idea.
Okay. So,
All right, well, this is Butter Boys Podcast, baby.
this has been the Butterboy Podcast. We'll come back next time.
What it do?
Tell us how you feel.
We'll see ya.